DNA expert told he cannot testify, judge disqualifying him. And this is the same expert who has given key testimony in many high-profile cases, and not just in our state, but across the country.
It is the story we've been following all day for you. Tonight, he's defending himself while the Denver DA says he's a fraud. Well, Denver 7's Jennifer Kovaleski has been digging into this complicated case. So, Jen, what does this mean for his other cases?
Well, that's the big question. Because Richard Eichenboom's DNA testimony exonerated Tim Masters back in 2008. Masters was accused of killing a Fort Collins woman in the 80s. I spoke to a legal expert who says double jeopardy comes into play, so it won't have any impact on the Masters case, but it could lead to other appeals.
This is a really big deal, not only for Denver, for Colorado. He's testified before in big cases.
It's a story of national interest because DNA expert and Conifer resident Richard Eichenboom is no stranger to the spotlight.
It depends, of course. If the tape was on the body, which is decomposing, that would increase the chance that the DNA on the tape would also decompose.
That's him testifying for the defense of Florida mom Casey Anthony. Here in Colorado, he helped exonerate Tim Masters, who was once convicted of murdering a Fort Collins woman nearly 30 years ago.
We took one look at the work that he claimed he'd done, and it meant absolutely nothing. It was not scientifically based.
Earlier this week, he took the stand in a Denver courtroom, where a judge ruled him unqualified to testify for the defense of two men charged with raping an unconscious woman. Prosecutors say they got him to admit he has no direct DNA extraction or analysis experience.
In exposing this guy to the fraud that he is and has been across the country.
But just like DNA evidence, this is a complicated story with two different intertwined strands.
It's just untrue. The thing is, what they do, they play a game where they try to discredit you.
Eichenboom and his wife told us from their lab in Conifer that they believe this is all about politics and are now threatening to sue.
Yeah. They have a lot of cases going on and they want to get rid of the cases. And it's more important to get rid of the cases than to get the truth out. And that's what we do.
Legal expert Rick Cornfield says the decision by the Denver judge likely won't have any impact on his previous cases.
In the prior cases, he's been found to be an expert, and this shouldn't affect that. Might that be a basis of appeal? It very well might be.
But he says it could make it harder for him to testify in other cases.
In the process of opposing qualification, he'll be asked, have you ever not been qualified as an expert? And now he's going to have to say yes.
Any of the appeals are filed based on this, they likely won't have any standing because jurors are told they can ignore expert testimony before reaching a verdict. I'm Jennifer Kovaleski for Denver 7.
Jen, thanks. And besides the Masters and Casey Anthony trials, Eichenboom also testified in a very high-profile case in Indiana. A state trooper, David Kam, was convicted twice for murdering his wife and children, but then those convictions were overturned after Eichenboom took the stand.